Hi everyone, I've got 5 records to show you today. They're actually all fairly exciting, I would say. Quite often I show you the same record after the same record, and really the most interesting thing about them is generally the condition. But I've genuinely got a couple that I haven't shown you, at least for a good while. So 2 little parcels, one of which contains 1 record, and this one contains 4. This seller has been selling fairly large bundles of Beatles records quite a lot recently for fairly sort of odd ball prices. And there's been a couple of little parcels that he's advertised, and I thought, that looks like good value for money. But this one really caught my eye. So let's just set the camera up and we'll have a look together. Okay. So this one is more of an oddity than anything else. It's a variation that I haven't been able to find on Discogs. So you can see what album it is. It's well packaged. You can see what album it is. It's A Hard Day's Night. So it's got no stereo or mono indicator at the top right, which isn't that unusual really. It's got a double flip back, which they're quite unusual. And the sleeve's looking okay. It's a little bit, it shows a bit of age, but it's not terrible. So you might well have guessed already what I'm about to show you. It's so side A, YEX 126 dash, I think 1 on side A. So it looks pretty average. That it's a 70s reissue of A Hard Day's Night. So it's got the 2 EMI boxes, but on side B it's just got the 1 EMI box. So I suppose you call it a crossover pressing. 127-1 on side B. And condition wise, that's quite nice. So with these, I've seen, I think I had a rubber sole one, and I think I might have had with the Beatles one as well. I think I might still have that one. But like I say, I can't find any evidence of A Hard Day's Night variation like that on Discogs, so it's an interesting one. So on to the main parcel that I want to show you today. So I'll probably go in ascending order of interest. So I've got 4 records here. So this one, of the 4, this is probably the least interesting. It's a stereo copy. And the only particular item of interest is I don't know if it's got an insert. And it hasn't got an insert. It's got the original inner sleeve. And like I say, I'm not going to dwell on this because it's just pretty much run of the mill 70s reissue of Sgt. Pepper without the insert. So it's nice enough, but not all that fascinating. Next up, let's take a look at Let It Be. So you can see that the sleeve has come apart there, but that's something and nothing. Nothing a dab of glue won't fix. Actually, it's come all the way apart, but yeah, not too concerned about that. The sleeve is really nice, actually. And this one's a bit something of an obscurity because it's one of those French imports, I think from 1973. You see there, made in France. And then, confusingly enough, it also says manufactured in the UK there. So I think production shifted to France while a pressing plant was refitted or something like that. And so all the copies sold in Britain for a very short time were pressed in France. And that's actually a really very nice copy. So not mega sought after and not hugely rare, but you know, nice enough. Nice enough copy of a great record. Okay, which brings us on to this. It's Abbey Road. Lovely sleeve, look at that. It's absolutely super. And this has got that little made in France sticker that I wish someone hadn't tried to peel off, but they have done. And it hasn't gone very well. It's a beautiful sleeve look. So this is quite a nice sort of companion to Let It Be because it's from the same French import pressing. There we go, there's side A. In really nice condition. Got a little bit of a scratch there, but I don't think that's going to affect playback. Let's have a look at side B. There we go. Lovely stuff. Yeah, pretty pleased with that. So honestly, I think just those three are probably worth what I've paid for the four of them, maybe a little bit more. And so that brings me on to this one. It's a mono copy of Revolver. And the sleeve looks really nice, actually. The sleeve is absolutely really amazing. There weren't too many pictures of the sleeve, so I'm really happy with that. It's a Garrett and Lofthouse tri-flip back variation. Let's take a little look at the record. I reckon that might be the original inner sleeve, because around about Revolver they stopped, I think, briefly using the Ematex inner sleeves, and I'm pretty sure they issued a few in those inners, patents applied for, etc. So here's side A. So this has seen a little bit more action than the others, but that said, it's been looked after. The label's just a little bit sort of aged, and it's got a couple of spindle marks on it. So it's XEX 606-2 on side A. And side B, again there are slight signs of wear, you know, there's got some markings on it, but no deep scratches, particularly. Although there is a bit of a mark just there. Can you see that? That's a little bit ugly. So I really hope that doesn't affect play, because as you can see, and as a lot of you might have guessed, this is 606-1 copy, which means it's got the withdrawn mix of Tomorrow Never Knows, which is why that concerns me a little bit, because clearly the main selling point here is the last song on side B. Yeah, fingers crossed that shouldn't be too bad. And the rest of it actually looks pretty good. So yeah, that's a bit of a scoop actually, because it's a really sought after item and there's not too many of them around. In fact, the last time I think I got one of those, I think I put it on a video that was a little bit like this, and when I opened up the parcel, the record had broken. So that was disastrous. So that's certainly gone better than that. I'm pretty pleased with that. I think that record probably is going to play pretty fine. It's not a minter or anything like that, but it's a really rare record. So I'm happy to have it. And I've just noticed that I've also been... Oh no, sorry. Thought the record that I just showed you from the previous parcel was in fact from that parcel. Anyway, I'm waffling now. So yeah, cheers everybody. I hope you liked the video. If you did, subscribe and all that crap. And I'll see you again soon. Bye.